Everyone. I guess
we have some people here. We have some that are still going to check in. We had 51 sign up. So
yeah, I think everyone is set to mute and they cannot talk for Teams webinars.
That's right. They can't. Yeah, that's right. Well, silence is golden, I guess. That's sorry about that bad joke. We'll do better throughout this, I'm sure. It is 1 o'clock. Thank you all for showing up to our number 3 in our series of getting to know Lumos. Today's topics are Title 24 and specifications. Specifically, we're going to talk a little bit about Blue Beam review and how we create submittals and the benefits of our partners or reps and distributors and our electrical engineering teams. If they can produce their own, the close ratings go way up, and we've done some other research to share with you guys. And of course, I'm Michael Strong. I'm Vice President of Sales, and we have with us as well Jonathan Yao.
Yep. And there is a Q&A section that you guys can type your questions in at the top bar. So if you guys ever have any questions, we'll go through the questions at the very end. But yeah, that's where you can give us some questions to answer. And Michael.
All right. I am going to start the PowerPoint. Jonathan and we spent many hours putting this together for you guys. Hopefully it is not too bad. I'm pretty sure we'll be all right. So let me begin by sharing my screen. And let's get this started. So, there we go. As we talked about today is compliance and specification. So Title 24 compliance. For those of you that don't know, Lumos Controls is a Wasilica brand, and our home base is California, Lakewood, and Lake Forest. Sorry, Lakewood. I don't know. I think Lakewood is actually a mall in Chicago. I was in the military, by the way. Chicago was my initial boot camp training in electrical schooling a long time ago. So without further ado, the Title 24 Energy Code is probably, other than New York, it is one of the most stringent energy codes, and one that if we can honor the Title 24 codes, we can honor any state's energy code. That's kind of the way we look at it. Just so you know, it is not clicking as fast as I'd like. So there are some changes that have been made to the Title 24 Energy Code. Previous versions of the 2022, and I'm going to actually have to take that down. It is, while I would love for all of the, I'm going to stop the share for a second. I need to momentarily regroup. I forgot to get some notes out. This is a testament to my age and not a testament to Jonathan helping to guide me through this process. So, all right, and let me get a second screen up. That way you guys are I can see notes and whatnot, so that I'm a little bit better prepared. Okay, let me move this over here away from this screen. Did I unpower? Oh, well, we won't worry about that. Let's just get on with it. Previous versions of 2022 had demand response lighting for 10,000 square feet and larger. The newest versions, it is 4,000 watts of lighting power that has been specified. And what that means now is demand response. So ADR, Open ADR 2.0. and 2.1 are the typical utility protocols, and we actually subscribe to that by using the Universal Devices gateway. So that's our Open ADR gateway. It is made by Universal Devices. It allows us to connect our network lighting control system to the utility and let the utility make demand response calls. So they can do things like unoccupied spaces, turn out the lights, turn off plug load controllers, which just an FYI, plug load controllers are also now being required for most spaces. As you can tell, they are demand response lighting control systems and automatic receptacle controls are being called for in the newest iterations of Title 24. Undershelf and furniture mounted task lighting controlled by a local switch, and I'm reading what you guys can read, but quite frankly, what it means is put a timer or an occupancy sensor on any of your task lighting to make sure that they have a manual on off and a way to shut off and automatic shutoffs for vacancy when nobody's around. That's all we have to make sure. Lighting designers, in particular, we want to make sure that upon detecting occupancy, sensors automatically turn zones of lighting on to any level up to full power, and that is simply a measure of what foot candle measurements are you trying to achieve during regular work schedule. During breaks, what foot candle are we trying to achieve, and at night, what foot candle readings are we trying to achieve? So that's how you determine when there are people present to what are we going to what level are we going to have the zones lighting on. By the way, zones have now been minimized or brought down to, so if we have a large open office space, it could be 5,000 square feet of open office space. We have to split the office into zones of 600 square feet, no larger, which means that the move is signaling a transition from zone control to LLLC devices. So for those of you that don't know what LLLC is, that's luminaire level lighting control. And we are prepared to go that route. We do have the Cyrus F, which will be can be installed into a fixture, and when the lighting designers are designing the controls package, it is important to utilize some of Bluebeam's measurement systems. So we use the radius circles, so that we can see what the coverage area is going to be, and we can design specifically to code or to the lighting specs. So once let's get back to once 20 minutes of detection has noticed, or if nobody moves in 20 minutes, basically lighting power is got to go off by at least 80% of full power, and then after another 20 minutes off to full off. That's some of the major changes for 2022 as it relates to commercial, industrial, and multifamily spaces that are common spaces. And light reduction of at least 80% on the first turn down. Zones cannot be larger. I discussed this, larger than 600 square feet. And that is a result of the energy code authorities deciding that luminaire level lighting control is the way that they would like to go. Now, at this point, luminaire level lighting controls are the most expensive method to utilize. And the only reason I say that is because when we value engineer, we often use zone controllers and zone sensors. That means one zone can be up to 20 fixtures, and one zone can be up to 1,600 square feet. In this case, however, the Cyrus F would be used in the new designs going forward, so that we're Title 24 compliant, and especially if the building is being specified at the current 2022 Title 24 energy efficiency standards. All right, next slide. Because demand response lighting control systems and automatic receptacle controls have been called for, we recommend that for those of you who are specifiers in engineering, that you specify as the load controller our PSCW CM450, which is a 20 amp or 16 amps of LED power. So using the 80-20 rule. The 16 amps is the 20 amp controller, plug load controller. That's what we use, and then use any iteration of our zone or lighting, luminaire level lighting control sensors to test for vacancy and occupancy. And then, of course, you guys probably all know that we have a wide variety of controllers. But just to kind of review, we have zone controllers, we have luminaire level controllers. So the Radiar AF10 can control up to 3 fixtures. 4 in extreme cases. It is a 3 amp at 277. I'm sorry, 3 amp at 120 and 1.5 amps at 277. I believe that's correct, isn't that, Jonathan?
Yeah, it's just the wattage is just 360 max, no matter the voltage.
Right. But I meant the amperage is only 3 amps at 277. I'm sorry, reverse that. 3 amps at 120 and 1.5 amps at 277. The Katron 4, if you don't know what that is a wireless, powerless, self-powered button switch, button and dimming combination. It can be programmed in any variety. We sell those as our low voltage or no voltage solution. We have the Katron 5, which is a battery powered solution. We have our other devices, which are all AC powered, which includes our dimming switch, our 4-scene controller, our 8-button controller, and our occupancy sensor dimming controller wall switch. Everything that we sell connects to our free app, which you can get if you are an Apple user at the Apple Store, and if you are an Android user at the Android Play Store or Google Play Store. And anything that you guys have probably heard from us also includes that if you include an E, that is this gateway or timekeeping piece right here. And this has a range of up to 150 feet either direction, where what we put this in areas that require timekeeping. So if, for instance, a lot of office space, it's an all off at 9 o'clock at night. That means that even if somebody's here, of course, occupancy overrides that off, and it would go back to occupancy sensor. But at the very least, all lights that are on at 9 o'clock would be turned off. And if it's a time schedule, if all lights come on at 6 a.m., then we do require that an E gateway is there. One of the advantages of having E gateway besides timekeeping is that you can also connect to our cloud interface, which gives administrators access to multiple locations, not just their own, via the cloud. So they could be in Tokyo and still control lights in Germany, Poland, South America, North America, and Canada with just one login. All right, I think that pretty much covers Title 24, the kind of the do's and don'ts of the new generation. For those of you who would like more advanced training in energy codes that are specific to Title 24, please go to Energy Code ACE And there is this training and certification processes for Title 20 and Title 24, both residential and non-residential. All training and compliance forms are provided at no charge. They are paid for by PG&E, SDG&E, and SCE. So that would be Pacific Gas and Electric, San Diego Gas and Electric, and Southern California Edison. And this will help keep you guys, when you work with a Title 24, or if you're even in your state, if you want to provide extreme energy measures, feel free to get all of the forms and advice and training that you want from energycodeace.com. And no, they do not pay me a stipend to advertise for them. Though if you know of somebody, I do voiceovers and a nice soft shoe tap dance. So I think I'll let Jonathan take over.
Okay. Yeah.
I see some questions in the chat.
I kind of answer them mostly. They're just for a copy of this awesome PowerPoint.
Oh, great. Okay. Fantastic.
So this chart kind of shows all the different capabilities of our system with different use cases. For instance, if you're looking for energy code compliance, we do have time scheduling, occupancy, dimming, all that kind of stuff. Enhanced lighting performance. Most of our devices are color tunable, where you can change the color of your fixtures from cool white to warm white. We do have scene controls, scheduling. For energy management, we use our NRE and collect all the data, send it to our server. We do have demand response and open ADR, like Michael just mentioned. And then for enhanced facility productivity, we have the web UI, where it shows heat mapping of what areas in the office are being used and what areas aren't being used, so you can kind of situate people that way. Besides our lighting controls can act as an infrastructure for other technologies that we offer, which include asset tracking, real-time asset tracking, and occupancy counting, where we're working on a kind of an AI-based camera, where the camera will actually detect and count people as they walk in and won't count like something like an animal or a bird flying outside. So it's not just triggers from a PIR sensor. It's more of a camera actually recognizing the shape of a person. And we are also adding in motion control, where, for instance, if someone raises their right hand, it'll turn on the lights. If they raise their left hand, they'll turn off the lights. So we are working on kind of a new age product of lighting controls. Yeah, so we kind of offer all of these, and this is based on the same system. So if you do want to add, or a client wants to add asset tracking into their system that our lights are already installed in, we just have to enable that feature. And the only extra hardware that needs to be added are asset tags, kind of like the Apple AirTags, so small tags that people wear or carry with them. So Michael mentioned Bluebeam. We do use Bluebeam to do all those submittals you guys keep sending us, all those lovely RFQs. However, we do kind of encourage you to begin creating them yourselves, because we have found that agencies and distributors and electrical companies that design their own submittals have a significantly higher close rate. This is probably because you guys know more of about the project than we do. We kind of just specify with the information we see, and we can do our best with that. But yeah, hopefully you guys can maybe try out specifying on your own. We do have some tools for you guys to help you guys, like our CAD drawings, and we also have a Bluebeam toolbox that you can download from our website. And from our website as well, we added a specification guide that you can go through and see where you should specify, for instance, a radial A of 10 versus a radial A of 10, and things like that. So Bluebeam also has a YouTube channel where they do demos, they do some training for free on YouTube. So yeah, just check them out, and then you can see what they have. For us, Bluebeam is pretty easy to use. I'm just going to switch over to Bluebeam. So this is kind of like a sample lighting floor plan in Bluebeam that I just imported. So on the left, you can kind of see the tool chests over here. And with our Ysilica tool chest, it's as easy as clicking and placing it on the plan itself. So this is kind of our phase dimmer. And that's all you need to do is click and drop, maybe a controller, oops, a switch, where is it? Over here. You can put this, and then a sensor. So this is really easy. I believe we're going to go through more in depth with Bluebeam in our next kind of webinar. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use and how easy it is to kind of specify your own floor layout.
Yeah, we'll show in the next iteration ways to measure, of course, measure your primary daylight zones, make sure that your coverage is adequate. How to, if you're going to be really rigid in your energy code compliance, how to measure sensor coverage areas and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
how to count everything so you have a BOM that's generated at the end.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah, so check us out on all our socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We're adding all these webinars onto our YouTube page, so you guys can watch them again if you really want to. And yeah, check us out on our next Bluebeam layout session on March 28th. I believe the date is correct. So yeah, if no one has any questions.
I promised to do one thing. It was to bring you out to the Lumos Controls YouTube channel. And we have 141 subscribers. By the end of the week, I'm counting on us having at least 191. So if you guys could pass that around, help us out, get your distributors. We have a couple of other things that we probably didn't show you, but in the event that you need something that is Lumos centric, please go to lumoscontrols.com, go to our resources page. Here we have wiring diagrams, we have data sheets, we have specification guides. By the way, I sent out to everyone who requested a copy of the presentation. It should be in your email box right now, along with the specification guide, which is available for download. Here is our most recent Bluebeam toolbox. For those of you who use Bluebeam, please download this and then import it into your toolbox. It is a valuable way to start every day. Specify Lumos controls. But the other thing is that if you are doing a lot of specification with us, or you start using our toolbox, please download the specification guide and go through that page by page. One of the most helpful websites that I have found, and I know that Jonathan, since we sent you a copy of this, you guys can probably find this on your own, but it is lighting controls. Let's see here. Lighting Controls Association. There you go. These folks right here, though you won't see us on this list yet, we will be there at some point in the very near future. For your controls people, you can either join or go to Education Express, sign up for free courses. I recommend them highly. They are an easy resource, and of course, you can get credit for your ongoing education for the guys that are trying to be NLCS certified, or if they have IES certifications and controls are a part of that. This is a great place to get it.
Yeah, I think that's it. If no one has any other questions, we can call it there.
Chuck Arthur, if you could put your email address in there. I don't know if I have that or not.
Going once, going twice. Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. And I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. All right, Duncan, I got that info. RFID and asset tags. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, we love you guys, and we hope to talk to you more and more as we get through this exciting time in our growth. So thank you all for participating. We really appreciate everything that you guys do for us.
Thank you. Just end the meeting.
End the meeting.